I feel like all of a sudden I just started wearing plaid. In the last like 3 videos, I feel like I've worn a lot of plaid. Can't help myself, it's fall. And fall means plaid. Fall, plaid, they are one. Hello everyone, I am here today to share with you guys some new Pinterest hacks tested. I feel like these are like some of my favorite videos to film on YouTube are like testing out these hacks. It just means I get to spend more time on Pinterest, and really there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. So I thought today I would share with you a bunch of like fall themed hacks. So I tested them all out, and here are my results. Let's get into this. So tip number 1 is actually something that I talked about in my back to school video, and that was creating a DIY planner. And for me, planners and like reorganizing is very like a fall thing. Also spring. I do a lot of reorganizing in the springtime. Because it's like back to school for a lot of you, it's just like that time of year, and I still get into that mode of like, oh my gosh, I need to organize everything. So I want to share with you guys some of my own tips and tricks on how you can create your own DIY planner. And also I found this really cool tutorial online to show you how you can spray paint your binders in like a really cool pattern and decorate them that way, and I thought I would share that with you guys and let you know what I thought of the results of it. The first thing that I did is I picked up a mini binder, and you can get these from like a Walmart or a Target or something like that. I just chose plain black because that's what they had. Sometimes these binders like mine had a clear protective layer so you can put like papers in and stuff. I just trimmed mine off, and then all you need is some sort of tape. You can choose clear tape, masking tape, whatever you have on hand. So you just tape off any sort of a design that you want to do on the binder itself, and I just sort of create this sort of geometric shape. I actually split some of the pieces of tape down the middle so it was much thinner, just to create a little bit more depth and interest and something a little bit different to see what it looked like. And then just spray paint it with whatever spray paint that you might have on hand. I had a really pretty gold one and I thought that looked really cool, and spray painted it twice, 2 coats. And then the next morning I ripped off all the tape very, very carefully. I was so nervous about ripping off this tape, guys. I knew like I would just go through it and be like, yes, I got all the, oh, and then have like a big like dent taken out of it. Fortunately, that didn't happen. Yay! So first of all, I will say, this looks super awesome. The one thing I will say is that you need some sort of spray to set it, because it is so tacky. The spray paint against the binder. Can you hear this? That's annoying. Add any sort of sticky notes or those like colored tabs and glue that to the inside of the front flap of the binder, and that way anytime you need to flag anything or make any notes, all of it is right there, and you can just like rip off one, write on it, and like stick it to whatever page you need to. I know this is kind of cliche and a lot of people do this, but finding pens that are different colored, it was really, really important to me, especially when I was in school. I had a different color for every class, or I had ones for like after school activities. I'm just like a very visual person, so seeing all the different colors just helped me to understand what was due when and what was like important. So hopefully those tips helped if you are creating your own DIY planner, and if you do one, go and put it on Instagram and tag me, because I would love to see your creations and designs. Number 2 is creating your own matte top coat. It's a really cool effect, and to me that just screams fall. You will need a paper plate, a cheap top coat, and I will get to why in a minute, a toothpick, and you will need cornstarch, and cornstarch is going to be your mattifying element to all of this. So first of all, paint your nails in whatever color you want and let them dry. Next, you're going to pour a little bit of the top coat onto a paper plate and add in some cornstarch. I saw a couple of different websites having different ratios of cornstarch to nail polish, and so you may have to experiment until you find the consistency that you like. But one thing I will flag is that it got very, very clumpy easily, and those clumps are going to show up in your nails, and that's not going to look cute, because not only is it going to be like a white spot on your nail, and that's looks like some sort of weird illness, it's also going to be lumpy, and it's just going to dry this weird powdery fit, like it's not good. So make sure that's mixed very well. And then you take the brush from the nail polish and you just spread it on like you would a normal top coat, and you let it dry, and it creates this nice matte top coat. Now when I created it originally, I saw it and I was like, yeah, it's pretty matte. I want to see if I can make it more matte. So I added more cornstarch to it and then did a second layer, and that was a bad idea. It got really, really thick and it didn't set right, and it just was just not a good scene overall. Quite honestly, because you're dipping that brush into the matte top coat, eventually a lot of it is going to transfer back into the bottle. You should probably just go out and buy a matte top coat. I think Sally Hansen has some for relatively cheap, but I don't know, I just didn't see the point in it. Number 3, it is sweater weather, and that means pulling out all those sweaters and looking at them again and noticing how many of them have pills all over them. No, just me? Okay. I never realized how many sweaters in my wardrobe look absolutely terrible. Just awful. So I found a trick where you can take a razor and scrape it against your sweater and it's gonna get rid of all the pilling that has occurred. And I was really nervous to do this, so I took one of Christopher's sweaters to practice. It's fine, it's an old sweater. Basically doing him a favor. So I just took a fresh, clean razor and I took the sweater, which has the pilling, as you can see, all over it, and I just scraped it against it, hoping for the best. And it did actually work quite well. It will take a lot of time. I feel like this is an activity you want to do whilst watching Netflix, and you just kind of like have to go over it over and over and over again. Now this is a very pilled sweater, so this is going to take a long time to actually get all of it off. But if you have like a little bit here and there, this is probably a pretty easy trick. I would caution you and use your judgment in terms of like what type of material you're doing this on. Like I don't think you should be doing this on cashmere, for example, but like regular old cotton, yeah. I find this oddly soothing though. This hack is a win! Next up is creating your own DIY scent to kind of fill your home with the scent of fall loveliness. And obviously you could walk out to a Bath & Body Works and you could pick up one of those nice like marshmallow and pumpkin apple cupcake leaves ones, or you could create your own at home. So I found a recipe online that used a mix of oranges and cinnamon sticks and cranberries. And I will say that cranberries are very hard to find. If it was not almost Thanksgiving in Canada, I think it would have been near impossible. I was like, maybe it's in the frozen aisle. No. Maybe it's in like the natural foods aisle. No. I'm like, where can I find them? They were with the turkeys. They were with the turkeys because Thanksgiving. So annoying. If you're Canadian, look for the turkeys. I just kind of like threw a whole bunch of them into a pot with some water, got it up to a simmer and then down to low, and it just fills the room with this really beautiful, nice cinnamony scent. If you are going to keep it on the stove, you need to keep it on low and you need to keep adding water to it. I have almost burned a hole in my pot. So there's that. The other thing you could do is create a much larger batch and put it into a slow cooker and do a lot of water, add tons of oranges and cinnamon and cranberries and all that stuff, throw it all in, and that would create a lot of more scent. I think another one that would work really well is cinnamon and apples. I think would smell really good as well. Big thumbs up from me. And then the last one I want to share with you guys is a take on the like salted caramel mochas or salted caramel lattes or like salted caramel general, because I've done pumpkin spice already, like already done that. We're done with that. I'm over it. But I really like salted caramel, and so I wanted to create sort of a latte or something that I could do that would just be really tasty to have in the morning. But I wanted something that was like, you know, like quick time. I really liked a take that I found on Pinterest that showed you how to create a salted caramel creamer. That's much easier. I like your thinking. You'll need brown sugar and water, creamer, vanilla, salt. I prefer the sea salt because I don't know. I feel like it's fancier. And then on the stove, you're going to put the brown sugar and the water together until the brown sugar is dissolved and pour it into a bowl. Add in the sea salt and the vanilla and stir it until it's all dissolved. And once it's cooled down a little bit, add in 2 cups of creamer and then stick it in the fridge. You're done. And then when you want to make it in the morning, all you do is you brew up some coffee and then throw in as much creamer as you like. And then I topped it off with some whipped cream because I wanted to be extra fancy today, and a drizzle of caramel sauce and a little sprinkling of sea salt. And it was delicious. And not only did I really like it, but Chris really liked it too. And Chris is not like a sweet coffee drinking kind of guy. He's like, I kind of want another one. I'll put a link to the recipe so you guys can go and check it out for yourself. And that is everything. Those are all of the hacks that I tried, and they were all pretty successful. Give this video a thumbs up if you love the Pinterest hacks tested videos as much as I do. I love doing these, they're so much fun. And if you have any requests for future ones, leave them in the comment section below. And that is everything for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Love you girls. Mwah! I have nothing interesting to share with you today other than just for no reason, I've been eating a lot of goldfish. And not just any goldfish, I need to explain this. This is the Explosion flavor. Explosion means blasted in French. Just a fun fact for you. This is not sponsored, it's Sponsored by my belly. They're so yummy. The tagline reads, "The snack that bites back." I feel like that would terrify me as a child. If I stick my hand in this bag, a bunch of goldfish, like man-eating goldfish, are gonna just chomp on my hand. They're delicious, I don't care. Ow!